Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. I'm Madison Hill.
And I'm Courtney Revolution.
Rare is here, and you bet your bottom dollar we are talking about it. Yes. We're also talking about Blac Chyna's response to Rob fighting for primary custody of Dream, and Sofia Richie ditching her family for the Kardashians. But first, we got some fresh Selena tea,
Ooh.
aka your guys' favorite kind. This morning, Selena Gomez debuted her new music video for Rare. It actually premiered during the morning tea.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a little reaction video for you guys as well, so please make sure you're checking that out. We experienced it with the Tea Tribe. It was so much fun.
And I was very impressed at the fact that Selena did not give us a whole bunch of scene changes, but the little bit that she did give us, she worked with it. Visual effects on 10,
Yes.
Song on 10, you did that.
Looks on 10.
Oh, yes.
And she revealed, you guys, we're gonna talk about this interview she did with iHeartRadio. It was during a little Q&A. And we're going to start seeing more videos like the Rare music video.
Oh.
So Selena kind of wants to move away. She said she's not going to focus on any overly sexual videos anymore.
Okay.
So she was answering some fan questions, and she made a promise, actually, not to make any more racy videos because of her younger sister, Gracie. If you guys don't know who Gracie is, they attended the Frozen 2 premiere together. So I guess Selena was mortified when her 6-year-old half-sister saw the video for Hands to Myself.
Oh.
Now, and if you remember, that was Selena getting a little
Yeah.
sassy. And I think now in this new chapter, she was just like, oh God. And she said, quote, I told my sister I will not be doing videos like that anymore. It's not really necessary in my opinion.
Well, if that's not who she is, then she does not need to portray that. Because, Madison, a certain artist comes to mind that definitely tries to push the envelope and it flops. And the reason why it flops is because that's not who she is.
I know.
Camila Cabello.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if you were gonna add
And
it
y'all
or
could
not.
just be mad. That's just the case.
Yes, I completely agree. I think I also understand and respect Selena. I don't think she's necessarily like dogging on anyone who does go that
No,
route.
it's
It
just
didn't
not
come
for
that
her.
way. It's not for her, and I think now that she has, you know, a different perspective. Gracie's a little bit older, she's 6, she can understand things, and Selena really wants to take on that kind of role model, you know, role for her younger sister. I totally get it, and I have to say I respect her for saying it too. And just coming
Yeah.
out and owning it and being like, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to get an inside look at all of these things I got going on, it's just never gonna happen for you.
Focus on the music, and we have other pop girls that will give you that.
Exactly.
That's why we have options.
Exactly. Obviously, you guys know Rare is here. We have more Selena news to talk about. What did you think about Rare?
I lived for it.
Same.
I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I said on the morning tea, lots of diversity. I felt like the songs that she curated, because 4 years, I'm sure she's had a lot of songs. So I felt like it was curated nicely, and I feel like, safe to say, no skips for me. No skips.
To that. Yes, I loved her post on Instagram as well, celebrating the release of the album with her fans. She was like, it's out in the universe, it's yours now. I love that she's leaving it up to everyone's interpretation. Everyone is living for it, rave reviews. I've even seen people, and this is what I think is so special about this Selena album in particular, people being like, honestly, I'm not a Selena fan, but you know what, I gotta give it to her. It's good.
You know what I think? I was seeing on Twitter that no one really cared, but it was, for my followers, the look at me now.
Okay.
They was like, oh, well, maybe she did something there.
Right.
And then it led them to check out the album. So I'm glad
Exactly.
she put out the 2 dual singles.
And she put out so many different kind of genres almost in one album.
Yes.
And I just loved every second of it. I think it all came together really nicely at the end with the Kid Cudi song. But you guys, she did admit while speaking to Spotify right before the album released that this whole thing was a nightmare to deal with. I want you guys to take a listen to this clip because you can just feel the emotion in her eyes. Take a look.
Honestly, this album was kind of a nightmare to deal with, but in the best way possible.
Poor Selena, man. It was a nightmare, but you know what? She came through it. She came through the end of the tunnel. It's okay. We're so happy she did. She's killing
Madison,
it.
our sis was put through the ringer.
Yes.
And there were so many different paths she could have taken. She could have rushed an album out, had it flop, put out another, had it flop, but instead she took the mature route and she waited.
I completely agree.
And
also,
I can appreciate that.
Thoughts on Cut You Off? We had this discussion during the morning tea. People thought that it was about Justin Bieber. We had a couple people thinking maybe it's about Abel. I think that it is probably the one last little bow about Justin Bieber just because of the number. We had people add it up. It adds up to how long Jelena was together. I'm not mad about it. If she felt like she needed one more little, I'm okay with it.
Didn't she say feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Madison. Didn't she say she had like something she wanted to put on the album, or she had something she was finishing up?
Well, remember, we heard the first 2 songs, we heard the album was done, and then she posted on her Instagram that she was in the studio again with Julia Michaels. And we were kind of like, what's going on? Is there a finishing touch?
Lose Your Love Me
Is
and Look at Her
something
Now
going
are
on?
about Justin, right?
Right.
And it was only supposed to be 2 songs.
She says originally. Remember, her first interviews were like, that's it.
Well, here we go.
But we did have that
Well, it
little
seems to me that-
additional studio session.
That's the answer. To me, in
I
my
completely
mind,
agree.
speculation on confirmation. When Selena went back to that studio, she made that song.
Yes.
Right for Lil Justin.
Yes. And it was fantastic. It's one of my favorites.
Yes.
So other than Cut You Off, what's another one of your faves?
Rain.
Oh.
Because you know I don't answer no messages and I don't answer the phone. So I really felt like, literally, it's like one of those things where like you ever have an album playing, you're like doing something else, and then I started listening and I said,
You were like,
oh,
yep, that's me.
me too, Selena.
Me
Don't
too.
never call nobody back.
See, I liked so many, but I loved Ring for sure. Crowded Room is one that I'm like, okay, I can jam to, I can twerk to. As soon as it came on this morning, I was like, okay, Selena, I see you. I was living for it.
And also, I thoroughly enjoyed Rare as an opening track.
Yes, completely agree.
It sets the tone.
Set the tone perfectly. Okay, let's move on and talk about Blac Chyna, Khloe, Rob, that whole situation, because we finally have a response from Blac Chyna. We've been waiting for this. We knew this was coming, and this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. So Blac
Lord.
Chyna's lawyer, you guys, released an official statement to E! News. The statement says, quote, Chyna has already overcome many baseless, malicious, and anonymous calls to Child Protective Services that falsely claim she is an unfit mother. To the contrary, Chyna is a devoted mother who loves both of her children more than anything in this world.
Ask the staff members. Right?
Right. And I also think it's interesting that he brought up these calls to Child Protective Services. That wasn't something originally reported when it came to the allegations and things that Rob was claiming. So clearly, when we hear that he has proof of these things, there's documentation to back that up somewhere if these calls have been happening.
I feel like, once again, Madison, the Kardashians would have never gone forward with this if they did not have their ducks in a row and their receipts printed out. Going back once again to the morning tea, we had a viewer, T-Tribe member, that said they used to be a nanny in the same neighborhood as Blac Chyna, and there was always commotion.
Yep.
So, I mean, I believe a T-Tribe member, and I believe Rob. I have to be honest.
I also believe you, because you've met
And I
Chyna.
met Blac Chyna, and y'all, it was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
Yes.
to keep it nice. So I believe it.
Right.
And I feel like if Blac Chyna, if you want to preserve the little bit of good mother image you have left, I would comply. That's what Wendy said?
Yep.
Comply, girl.
Yes.
Your own friend said it.
I mean, Khloe is definitely helping Rob. She has his back during this entire process. A source told People Magazine she will do whatever it takes to make sure he gets primary custody of Dream. So I feel like she's already in his corner. And apparently, Khloe and Dream have a really special bond. A source told E! That she's like a second mom to Dream. The source said Khloe, quote, always makes a huge effort to include Dream in everything and wants to give her the same things that True and her cousins experience, which I think is incredible.
I agree.
We do, give Khloe a hard time in regards to Tristan,
Yeah.
but the fact that she's able to separate how she feels about Chyna, and honestly, you know what, that can be tough because
Yeah.
unfortunately there's a lot of hard feelings there, but the fact that Khloe can let that go and be like, this child is innocent, we need to do
Yes.
whatever we need to do to make sure she has a happy, healthy life, just like my daughter and her cousins. I have to give her a lot of respect for that.
And you know what, Madison? This is me looking way into the future. Had Khloe not, Dream would be just another Blac Chyna ruining the family image and brand down the line. When North and all the kids grow up,
Are doing
then
stuff,
you have
yeah.
the one outsider. You got to take care of all of them.
Yep.
Take care of one, you take care of all.
Khloe wants to make sure that does not happen, and I think it's truly coming from a loving place.
I agree.
Let's talk about Scott and Sophia a little bit. Sophia's relationship with her family is getting worse, you guys. New report from Radar Online that they feel she has ditched them for the Kardashians. The source said that Sofia barely saw them over the holidays, which is upsetting to her dad, Mr. Lionel Richie, of course. The source said he feels like he's lost Sofia to the Kardashian clan until she grows up and comes to her senses. Apparently Scott makes this worse. This part I don't love. The source said, quote, he is such a control freak and totally organizes her social calendar, which revolves around what Chris wants them to do and leaves little to zero room for her own people.
Well, I'm gonna say this right now. I think it's fair to speculate that I imagine Sophia's family is terrified of Sofia getting pregnant. once she get pregnant, it's a wrap. As we've seen with everyone
I
that
was
enters
gonna
the
say, and
Kardashian circle.
honestly, unfortunately, I feel like this Blac Chyna Rob thing could be adding a little tension to that as well. Not that Sofia and Blac Chyna have any similarities necessarily, or that their relationships are similar, but it's just the whole thing of someone having that
I hear
connection
Khloe,
for a
how
long
well
time.
do you know this girl? Like I can hear them all, because we've seen what's happened. We
She
can't
wasn't
trust
originally
anybody.
approved of, neither was Blac Chyna. There are some things there.
Absolutely.
The source went on to say that Sofia will drop her family like a hot potato if any of the Kardashians ask her to do something. She reportedly doesn't really care how her family feels about this.
She's an adult.
I want to believe that that's not true, because I feel like no matter what, your family is there for you.
Yes.
Whatever partner comes in and out. I don't know, Sofia, hopefully she'll get it together.
I hope, Madison, but we're going to have to see, or we'll be discussing a baby announcement in the future.
Oh, let's ease into it. Let's go proposal, then that. But we know in the world of celebrities, nothing.
It's going to go baby.
Nothing goes how we ever think. All right, you guys, it's time to let us know what you think. What is your reaction to Selena's new album, her music video, just all things Selena? Let us know.
I love all of it. And also let us know your thoughts on Chyna's response and Khloe's involvement in Rob and Chyna's court battle.
And don't forget to let us know your thoughts on Scott and Sophie. You guys, let it out down below. Don't forget to tune into Moments of the Week tomorrow, the morning tea on Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the meantime, you can shop our store, subscribe, and click the notification bell. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.